How's it guys, welcome back to another episode of Bassing with Sasha. In today's episode we talk about my rod and reel arsenal, so stay tuned. So I just want to thank all my subscribers that have been putting comments below for video ideas. I really appreciate it. It's helped me a lot. Being creative during these times, especially for fishing videos, makes it really hard because you can't go fishing. Let's get started with my rod and reel arsenal. The first rod and reel, this is a Abogasias Veritas. This is my spinning gear. This is a 6.9 foot rod. This is a medium heavy. The reel that I've got on here is actually, it's one of my oldest reels that I have in my arsenal at the moment. This is a Quantum Smoke. This is a 2500 size. The line that I've got on here is, I don't know what brand this is at the moment, but the braid that I've got on here is a 15 pound braid, and then with that 15 pound braid I put a 10 pound or 8 pound fluorocarbon leader. Okay, second rod. I don't really use this rod very often. This is my designated frog rod. This is a 6.6 medium heavy rod. This is another Abogasias Veritas, and it's got a Quantum Smoke, a Quantum EXO on here. This is also a very old reel. It needs to be upgraded to something different. But this rod I distinctly only use for frogging. Okay, next rod. This is another Abogasias rod. Just a quick thing, I'm not sponsored by Abogasias. I just really believe in their products and I love how they feel and how they perform. So this is an Abogasias Villain 2.0. This is 3.7 foot and it's a medium heavy fast action tip. The reel that I've got on here is a Curado 70 XG. So this is the extra gear, so it's an 8.2 gear ratio. And I've got 25 pound braid and a 16 pound fluorocarbon leader. So what I generally do with this rod and reel setup is I'll fish weightless baits, you know, trying to with a high gear ratio I try and retrieve that line as quick as possible. What I also do with this rod is I fish a very light Texas rig. Okay, next rod and reel. This is another Abogasias rod and another Shimano reel. I'm not sponsored by Shimano, just so that you guys know, I just really believe in their products as well. So this is an Abogasias Fantasista. I'm not 100% sure how you say it. Leave it in the comments if I said it right or wrong. Doesn't really matter. This is a 7 foot rod, medium heavy. It's a moderate action tip, so I'll generally throw a heavy jig with this and a heavy Texas rig. The reel is a high gear ratio. This is an 8.2 gear ratio, so also something where you can retrieve line really quickly. Okay, next rod and reel. This is one of my favorite setups. I use this pretty much every time I go fishing. This is another Abogasias rod, and this is actually the Ike series. I was a little bit skeptical about this rod at first, but it's worked really well. It's like pearlescent purple and green, which I find pretty awesome. So this rod is a 7 foot medium action rod. It's also a moderate tip. The reel is the Curado DC, the Curado K. Sorry, I've used this rod so much that the branding is that the Curado has actually come off, but you can see it's a Curado K there. I've got 10 pound fluorocarbon on here, and it's a 6.2 gear ratio. What I generally do with this rod is mostly throw a lipless crankbaits, jerkbaits, and swim jigs, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits. This reel, this rod and reel combo is very versatile when it comes to moving baits, and I think I catch most of my fish on this rod and reel setup. Okay, so next rod and reel. This is actually a Quantum. So this is a medium action rod, fast tip, and the reel is a Shimano Canon in a 7:2 gear ratio. I've got 12-pound fluorocarbon on here. So what I'll do with this rod is I'll actually rig up a lighter Texas rig, or if I'm fishing for the whole day, I'm fishing a competition as I did in my Whitbank video. I'll link it down below in the comments. I actually use this as my designated jerkbait rod. So yeah, on this specifically, I've actually rigged up with that Mojo rig. I'll leave that video linked down below if you guys want to see it. Okay, so last and final rod and reel setup. It's another Abuga CS rod, and this is the Villain 2.0. It's the same setup as the other one. It's a 7.3 medium heavy fast tip. The reel, this is a Shimano Corrado DC, and this is in an 8.5 gear ratio. I've actually paired this up with 10-pound fluorocarbon, so yeah, it's more of a finesse setup, but also it can take a punch. So what I generally fish with this rig is a weighted wacky Senko. I think I have it tied on this rod permanently. It's like my lipless crankbait is permanently tied to a rod, because I'm so confident with it and I know I can catch fish regardless of what conditions they are. Okay, so I can't wait until the lockdown in South Africa is lifted. I know that it's a tricky situation with our pandemic in our whole world. You have to be careful what you do and how you do it at the moment, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to go fishing. You guys have been asking me for 4 videos that actually is required to go fishing, which I can't do in my backyard. So again, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the support. I'm over 500 subscribers now. I'm reaching that 600 mark. I can't wait until I reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. It's really exciting. So leave a comment below, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. It really helps me out as well, and I also enjoy making this content for you guys. So stay tuned for the next video of Bassing with Sasha.